So this is interesting. People who are hiring photographers actually don't care about the quality of the photos. In fact, according to a study done by Bright Local, 87% of the people who hire photographers read online reviews before hiring them. And they are looking for communication and comfort during photo shoot. This means you are simply wasting time if you are spending 4 to 5 hours or worse even a day or two trying to edit your photos so that they can look perfect, because the client doesn't care. All they want is to get the photos on time. So in this video I will show you how you can edit your photos really fast and deliver those photos on time or maybe even before time and get those positive reviews. So let's get started. For this video, I'll be using the Lightroom CC or Lightroom Creative Cloud desktop app because it's much more beginner friendly. Now this is a family photo shoot that I did last month and I have around 800 photos out of it, which is normal, right, for a 1 hour shoot. But the thing is, I have to deliver 100 photos within 2 days. These are 100 edited photos. This means my editing workflow has to be really quick. So in order to do that, the first thing I do is filter out the good photos from the bad ones, right? In every photo shoot, you get a lot of good photos and also a lot of bad photos, right? Because a lot of factors can go wrong, right? The lighting might not be perfect, or the subject's eyes might be closed, or even if you're doing wildlife photography, maybe you took a lot of photos, but your shutter speed was too slow. So a lot of photos are blurred out, right? So this can happen. Now to filter out the good photos from the bad ones, I will use the ratings feature on the Lightroom CC app. This allows me to mark any photo and give them a rating between 1 to 5 stars, right? And then either you can mark a photo using these stars on the bottom of the screen, or you can also use the number keys from 1 to 5 on your keyboard, right? So for example, if I want to give this first photo a 4 star, I'll simply press the 4 number key on my keyboard and there you go. It is now marked with 4 stars, right? Now if I want to roll it back, because obviously I don't think it's a 4 star, I will just click and remove the stars altogether. So now I will switch from grid view to the individual detail view and start marking these photos one by one. So let's do it. So I really don't like the first photo. Somehow the lighting is not correct and the children are not looking directly at the camera. There again, I don't like how they are posing in the second photo. By the way, I'm using the left and right arrow keys to toggle between photos. It just is a bit easier than just using the mouse or trackpad. Again, I don't like this. Then in this photo, the father's face is not on the camera, it's hidden. Not here. Yeah, I really like this photo also. I like the other one, right? I feel these photos have potential. I can simply remove people in the background or maybe touch up the highlights and contrast and shadows a bit, but these photos have potential. So now what I will do is I'll mark this photo as a 4 star because I'm going to give it some edits. Then I will move on to the next and again I will give it a 4 star. When you are doing a photo shoot for a family, you have to understand the dynamics of the family. For example, in this, when I started the photo shoot, I was a bit lost because a lot of the family members were very camera shy. So you have to really understand the dynamics of the family really fast, because in some cases, the textbook poses don't actually apply, right? People don't want to pose. They are very camera shy. They are very awkward in front of a camera. So in this case, I found that the vibe between the children and the parents is really good. I mean, it was a really happy family. So as a photographer, your job is to not only understand the camera settings and the basics of photography, but your job is also to understand your client, who you are shooting, even if it's your own family member. Your job is to make them feel comfortable so that they give you the best moments possible. You see, so the children are trying to basically push the dad off the bench, and they had a really good time doing this. Right, so now that I've marked all the photos that I want to edit, the next step is to start the editing itself. To do that, firstly, I will filter out all the photos which I have selected, right? So I will again go ahead on the grid view, click on the filter icon here, and then on the left, I will select the star rating. So I have given the selected photos either a 4 or a 5 star. So I'll go ahead and select 4 star. Here I am saying that show me all photos that have 4 or 5 star rating, right? Now the next step is to bring all the photos onto a starting point. This point will be a platform from where I can edit my photos using my own custom editing and bring a consistent style across all photos, right? Now to do that, I will use the Lightroom's new adaptive color profile. So for this photo, for example, I'll go to the right and in profile from the drop down, I will select adaptive color. What it does is it runs AI in the background, analyzes that photo and applies changes specific to that photo, right? And brings the photo onto a starting point from where it can be edited, right? So it saves a lot of time during editing. It basically makes the editing workflow very fast. I've also created a separate video about adaptive color profile where I go in depth and explain with some examples. So if you're interested, you can check it out here or here, right? So now that my photo is on that starting point, I want to apply the same color profile on all of the other 240 photos, right? So instead of going through each photo one by one, what I will do is I will go on the bottom of the screen and click on the gear icon. Here I will go to the select drop down, click on none to deselect all the editing changes, and I will only select profile or adaptive color, right? And I will click copy. Then I will go back to the grid view, select all photos using Command A on Mac, deselect the original photo, and then in the bottom I will just click on paste edit settings, right? And OK. Right, so now that all the photos have adaptive color profile and they have reached a starting point, I can now start applying my own editing changes to these photos and create a style across all these photos. So for example, with this photo, I really like it because all the faces are looking at the camera and I like the lightning. So let's start with this. So firstly, I'll go under mask and maybe I'll create some mask. So I'll select all the subjects here um, and maybe bring down the highlights. Um, with good photo, I don't feel that you can do much in this photo because it's already very good. So maybe bring down the contrast a bit and maybe increase the shadows a bit. Yeah, and I certainly want to increase the sharpness, increase the clarity a bit, but not too much. I just want really sharp photo, right? I can also go ahead and remove this poster from here, this sticker, because we want clean photos, obviously. There you go. I can also do a bit more cleaning here so that it looks natural. Right. So this looks good. I can also go ahead, crop it a bit more. I can do all that stuff. You see, this looks good. So now this is a proper family photo, right? This I can send. So I am happy with the changes in this photo and I want to apply this particular style across all photos. So what I can do is I'll click on the gear icon again and deselect the adaptive color profile because we have already done that. Copy, then go back to the grid view, right? And then I'll copy all of these photos using Command A, deselect the original photo, and then hit paste edit settings button in the bottom. Now all of these changes will apply to the rest of the photos and this will make my editing process very fast. right? Now I can go through each photo and look at some of the changes that I want to do. Maybe the masks haven't been applied properly in Lightroom, so I may adjust the masks a bit. I may adjust, the sliders a bit, but that's all. It won't take me much time. So you see that I had 800 photos in the beginning, and in the end, just using some cool features of Lightroom and some tricks, I have been able to bring 240 photos up to certain point, which I can share it with my client, and maybe they can select 100 photos out of it, right? This is how you can make your editing way more faster in Lightroom CC. Now, while editing these photos, you might have seen that I use certain features in Lightroom which really made my editing workflow very fast. So I want to talk about these features for a moment. So for example, I really love the adaptive color profile because it has made a huge change in my editing process. It brings all the photos up to a starting point, but that starting point already looks very good. The next feature is masking. You don't have to spend a lot of time trying to brush over little things. You can simply go to these landscape masking or people masking, and the AI will do it for you, right? If you want to learn more about the landscape masking feature, then I have also created a separate video on this in depth with a lot of examples, so you can check it out here or here, right? Now, obviously, you will not see this in the video itself, but I will really recommend you to switch from Lightroom CC to Lightroom Classic if you can. You see, although Lightroom CC is very beginner friendly, but it also is very slow. You see, the CC stands for Creative Cloud. This means every time you edit a photo, those editing changes are basically synced to the cloud by Lightroom CC. This means the performance of Lightroom CC basically depends on your internet connection. If your internet connection is slow, the software will also be slow. Now, why should you use Lightroom Classic instead of Lightroom CC is a very big topic, and honestly it can be done in a separate video. But in a nutshell, Lightroom Classic allows you to do all the editing offline on your laptop. So it does not use your internet connection, there is no cloud, and so the editing is way more faster. So because this video is all about making your editing workflow faster, it is my job to basically recommend you to switch from Lightroom CC to Lightroom Classic, if you can, obviously. Alright, so this is it. This is how you can edit your photos really fast and deliver your photos on time. Remember, don't be a perfectionist. You don't have to make your photos perfect. Nobody wants that. Not even your client wants that. And even if you're posting on social media, nobody cares if your photos are perfect, right? It won't make much of a difference. If you liked this video, please give this video a thumbs up and please consider subscribing to the channel. I consistently make tutorials like this on this channel. Again, I wish you a really good day. I wish that you enjoy photography. See you next time. Bye.